Once again, once you hit that button, there's no going back. Welcome to Calling All Marks. I'm your host, Justin Draven, alongside my tag team partner, Loki, the dorky Yorkie, the dog of mischief, who's running around here somewhere. I'm coming to you live from the side of the Journeyman's Highway, and we're going to get right into it. If you haven't already, hit that like, comment, subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're alert every time I go live so you don't have to watch the replay. So again, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to my last live stream. And if you're not aware, I'm going to keep trying to do this every single night, at least for a little bit. I have trouble sleeping, so I figured why not hop on with the new setup. All fancy. I'm all fancy. I only had a couple questions. I didn't really want to go too long tonight because I also realized last night when I was streaming, it started the replay's choppy. I don't know why it cuts in and out of the conversations. I sound like a schizophrenic. So I know I was rambling a little bit, but if you go back and listen, it's quite hilarious. I don't want to delete it though because it was my first attempt. I really don't care. But I did have a couple topics because, like I said, I don't always want to be like everybody else, and everybody else does like top 10 whatever and stuff like that. I might do a top 10 here and there, but I haven't decided to do one yet. So don't look forward to it. But if you do see me do one, don't get at me saying that I'm a hypocrite because I told you I might do one. But my topic tonight is, what's your longest fandom? Like, what have you been a fan of the longest? The 1, 2, 3 Kid Razor Ramon beef, where he won the $10,000 and Razor Ramon chased him around. That's literally one of my earliest life memories. So wrestling's been a part of my life forever. And second to that is probably Batman. I can remember being in kindergarten, having it was like a rock star moment. It was raining and I had a blue and gray Batman raincoat along with my blue Batman lunchbox. And I'm walking through my kindergarten, I guess, schoolyard, recess yard, whatever. I'm walking through the front, and I remember this one kid go, "Oh, you got a Batman raincoat," and I felt like a rock star. And I remember it vividly. I remember this very vividly. I was in kindergarten, and we were doing like finger painting and stuff, or just painting in general. I was using my fingers because I was a clumsy asshole even back then. But I made this picture of like yellow and orange, and it looked like just a giant fire. And my teacher asked me what it was, and I said it's a warehouse on fire. But Batman is inside with the Batmobile, and I was referencing the '89 Batman movie. So I can't remember the first image of Batman I've seen. I could imagine it was this Batman '66 because they would always play that like in the mornings before school and all that stuff. So that, or I don't know, or maybe when I was like super young and it was on replay and I just got hooked because it was colorful. Not quite sure. Not quite sure my first interaction with Batman, but that's another one with my my longest life memory is involves Batman and wrestling, and not on- and subsequently superheroes, like not just Batman. I like Superman. He's okay, but he's like too perfect, too invulnerable. The only thing that can really get him is kryptonite. And later on, Magic. Okay, he's kinda boring. He's kinda boring. Batman. I mean, now it's podcasting and content creating. I'm trying my hand at that. Mainly because I've always like, when I got into movies as a kid, I always wanted to be like a director. I always wanted to direct it. And even when I was a teenager, I wanted to make a short film or something so terribly bad, but I could never find anybody who would be willing to take, especially like my friends. I could never find anybody who was willing to take it serious enough to actually put the effort in to make a good product. If I could have, I would have been making short films and movies a long, long time ago. But now I figured why not? I'm not getting any younger, most of them, but I have uh, SummerSlam '89 on VHS. I actually have Owen Hart's death on VHS. They don't show it. They didn't even show it when it was live, but I have that event that night. So I have a bunch of the stuff that they edited out on the network. It's a very somber, sad pay-per-view. It's odd. They should have just canceled it. But I bring that up, the old wrestling on VHS tapes, because a lot of people, I've seen a lot of videos on this lately, the Mandela effect. Like, people are like convinced that the Mandela effect is real, and I believe it to a point. Bernstein Bears, attractions, previews, and I swear Kazam or Shazam, whichever one it is with Sinbad, is on one of those tapes. And I know that because I had a copy of, I don't know, it's a super obscure movie, but it's one of my favorites with Robert Downey Jr. It's called Heart and Soul. Look that up if you haven't seen it. But there was a preview for the original Fantastic Four movie on that VHS tape. And I can't guarantee it would be on yours if you were to find it because it's the damnedest thing. It depends on and uh when the movie was released and where the movie was released. It's like regional. They might have different previews on every tape, so you'd have to get really, really lucky. But nevertheless, it was a preview for the original Fantastic Four, the Roger Corman one that never was released. And I remember it vividly because in the preview, they had the Thing breaking through a wall and they had him like lifting something up. And I was very excited for that movie. Maybe it was on Meteor Man. I think it might have been on Meteor Man. That's another good one. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I used to love that movie as a kid. But regardless, it was on that movie. So if any of you have old VHS tapes, go back and look. You might see some stuff that you might think was a Mandela effect, but it was really just the product of a movie studio not releasing a movie. And I think that's what that is more or less than the Mandela effect. And Sinbad doesn't want to admit it because he's just embarrassed that he made an exact copy of a rapping genie movie with Shaq that wasn't released. So he probably just never wants to admit that. But I can almost guarantee you, I can almost promise you, it does exist. No matter what anybody tells you, go back on old VHS tapes and look at the previews. That's it. It's the only way to solve this. Someone has to go on this voyage and go through millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of VHS tape, but they luck out because they don't have to watch the entire thing. They just have to rewind it all the way to the beginning. Denies it. So he might as well just play along and deny it. because it's not like he has a copy of it that he can just release. So that's my take on that with the whole Mandela effect, with that movie specifically. I'm not saying anything else because I also do remember a news report when I was in like 4th grade when they used to do like is it kids news or world news? I think it was kids news with Linda Ronstadt. Remember that? They would play it like when you would have like your library block in elementary school or whatever. The librarian would sit you down like once a month or once a week or whatever. Whenever the videotapes, because it was like a monthly not subscription, but like a monthly series, maybe even weekly, bi-weekly, something. But she would always sit you down for like the 5 minutes or 10 minutes that the show was on, and that would be like the first block of your library. You'd be watching this world news. So I totally forgot what I was talking about. But that's what happens when you're rambling into a microphone at 1 o'clock in the morning, hoping you would be talking to some other insomniacs who can't sleep either and just want to talk some bull crap. You don't listen to these people and be like, "Oh my god, they're my life guru. I'm going to model my life after everything that they've done." No. You can respect and appreciate what they've done and accomplished, and you could strive to do something similar, but you don't have to be them exactly. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a simp to be a fan of somebody. And that's all more or less how I've always taken the approach, even when I cover strictly wrestling. I don't talk about these people's personal lives. To a point, I do, but I don't legit sit there like, "Oh, this person's dating this person," and I'm not. I don't. There's not enough hours in the day for me to give a shit about anything like that. All the behind the scenes stuff, yeah, I'll listen to the story if someone else is reporting it, but once you listen on it, like I said, like like today, I'm talking about what's your longest fandom. Doesn't have to be wrestling. What have you been a fan of the longest in your life? Music, movies, superheroes, knitting quilts, petting puppies and training dogs. What is the longest memory of something that has carried over to one of your hobbies? You know what I mean? What's the longest thing that what have you been doing the longest? Mine's basically been watching wrestling. Now I'm kind of done with wrestling now. I'll comment on like the hot topics like the Andrade Sammy Guevara fight. Yeah, I'll comment on that. Why? Because it happened. Why not have a video so you don't have to watch it? You could probably possibly be the first view it gets. Maybe. Might be possible. I usually get 1 or 2 views immediately after posting, so it's gotta be one of you. Nobody's, into staying up late anymore, huh? I'm a different breed, I guess. I'll stay up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, go to work at 6:30, 7. It's unhealthy. I don't suggest you do it, but I can't help it. I don't wanna take sleeping medications because then I'll wake up the next day feeling groggy and in a zombie and in my line of work. I can't afford to be groggy and like a zombie, so I don't take sleeping medication. I don't drink. I don't like to drink. Otherwise, I would drink till I pass out. Drooling and shit. That's not a good look. Plus, I hate hangovers, so I couldn't do that. I don't want to do pills, which again, medication. Tried melatonin, that don't work. So I figured I'd hop on and talk to you people. The first stream didn't go exactly as I planned for some reason. Like I said, it's all cutting out and choppy. Hopefully, this one doesn't do the same thing. If it does, I'm gonna have to try to look into upgrading some equipment. that's okay. I really do appreciate you guys for watching, and I do hope you like the new background. I'm gonna try to keep upgrading it here and there as we go. Maybe get some more autograph pictures up there. But I like what I did. I hope you guys do. I did say yesterday I was gonna try to hop on every night, but then my daughter came running downstairs because she said she couldn't sleep, so I had to try to basically get her back to sleep, and then I carried her back upstairs after she was asleep. So it's a long story. So all in all, I will inevitably post something within a day. So if you're counting on me to be here every night, I most likely will be. And if not, I'll try to let you know in advance. Otherwise, if there's any questions, comments, and concerns, let me know in the comments section below. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share this to a friend. Let's spread the word. It's calling all marks. I've been Justin Draven. Have yourself a lovely night. I'll see you.